historical fact number 3. Jesus was given a proper burial following his crucifixion. He was placed in a tomb by, of all people, a member of the Jewish Sanhedrin named Joseph of Arimathea. This is a big surprise. Tell us why.
Well, the Jewish Sanhedrin, you need to know, were the ruling body of 70 elders who basically were the oversight of life and in Palestine among the Jewish people at that time. So to be a member of the Jewish Sanhedrin, one man said, was like being a rock star. Everybody would know who they were. There was no question of that. So anything that any one of these people did would be noted right away. Secondly, he had this tomb was his tomb. He owned it, and it was very well known where it was. The women who were at the foot of the cross watching the burial, they watched where that body was put away, because they were going to come back after the Sabbath to anoint the body and finish the work. So there was no question that anybody knew. The reason, by the way, that's important is because some people say, well, Jesus got lost in the graveyard and no one knows exactly where he went and stuff like that. No, everybody knew where the tomb was, and it was Joseph's tomb, and he was a well-known member of the Sanhedrin. And thirdly, perhaps the most important point of all, what a shameful thing that a man was not buried by his own family.
Right.
That a great leader was not buried by his own disciples, but by a hated member of the Jewish Sanhedrin, because as far as the people knew, the Sanhedrin were the enemy. They condemned Jesus.
That's
they
right.
passed the death sentence. And to have one of them bury Jesus, and the amazing thing is, they would normally have hidden that fact.
They would have been embarrassed, and it would not be something, if you were concocting this as a story, a fairy tale, you wouldn't put in the fact that a member of the Sanhedrin is the one that buried him and not the family.
Yeah, so the very fact that they put it in underlines even further that it must have happened. So fact number 3 is very clearly established as well.
You know, John, in the Old Testament, it was prophesied that Jesus would be buried in a borrowed tomb. This detail that was prophesied 100 years ago is now being fulfilled in that he was buried in a borrowed tomb.
Yeah. John A.T. Robinson is a professor of New Testament studies at Cambridge University, or used to be, okay? And he was certainly not a conservative or evangelical. He was a skeptic of the highest rank. But about this burial, he said, the burial of Jesus in the tomb is one of the earliest and best attested facts about Jesus. So folks, we're kind of going slow here, but I want to lay this in cement for all of us, okay?
Right.
1, Jesus was condemned to die because he claimed to be the Messiah, the Son of God, the Son of Man. They said that's blasphemy. They condemned him to go to the cross. Number 2, it's a historical fact accepted by the majority of critical scholars across the world that were skeptics, atheists, and even Christians, all right, that Jesus actually died on that cross. And number 3 is they all agree that Jesus also was buried by Joseph of Arimathea in Joseph of Arimathea's tomb, and everybody knew where it was at.